Alright, today I'm gonna cut my inner fender. The reason why is you can see the rub mark here. You know, this is actually from the tire touching the inner fender. You can see for whatever reason, this body line dropped down quite a bit here. It doesn't continue up high from here. So when after you lower the car, in my case, I just lower my car with H&R spring for maybe like 3/4 of an inch, and then I'm running like aftermarket 18-inch wheels with 45 offset and 265 35 18 tires. I can see there's a slight mark here, which is the tire rubbing it. I don't have any rear passenger at all, and this is just basically if I'm going through bumps. So from my previous 2019, what I did is I trimmed this plastic trim, right, to maybe like a 1/4 inch, and I completely cut out the whole panel, right, like basically from here I cut it all the way to try to avoid rubbing. But then I found for my previous vehicle and as well as this vehicle, all it takes is just this small piece that is actually rubbing the tires, it's touching the tires and nothing else. So, and the thing is, if you completely cut this out, you will remove all these plastic tabs of the outer plastic trim. So this is not firm anymore, it's kind of flimsy after you cut it. So this piece is kind of, you know, flimsy without the support. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna cut out this piece and take it to the track and try and see if it rubs. Okay, so I spent about 15 minutes to cut the metal fender and the outer plastic trim. I use this to cut the fender, which allow me to cut a smooth straight line in a tight space. And then I use this cutting disc to cut the plastic trim, which allow me to have a better control of the cutting depth without cutting the metal under it, I mean above it. So basically, I just trim out a small piece like this, maybe like a 1/4 inch from the plastic trim, and this piece here, where the metal rub, where the tires rub from the inner fender. And the next step is use a grounder to ground it down so it's smooth. Clean it up with a sandpaper a little bit, and then I'm gonna paint some protection on it so the metal won't rust. I do not recommend doing this at home, but then if you want to, well, you can. I have a hoist at home, but with a jack, a floor jack, this is pretty hard to do. And then I see a lot of people actually remove the outer plastic trim in order to cut the whole thing down. I think it's a waste of time, frankly. The outer plastic trim is double side taped on the body, and a lot of times after you reapply it on it, it doesn't stick really well. So this is the easiest way. Okay, so this is the end result. So I just basically spray a couple layers of white paint on it, and this is done. And I don't worry about the opening because it's opening, you know, right here and opening right up the front anyway, so it's not going to trap any debris. We'll take it down to the track in 2 days and see if it actually rubs. If it rubs, I'm gonna cut the whole thing like my old car. If it doesn't, then I found this is a better way instead of cutting the whole piece out.